welcome to today's episode of Meatballs. Woo! Okay, so meatballs, we're going to start with a basic sauce, and we're going to make the meatballs. So first thing you want to do, put your oven to 325 degrees. Then we come over to our kettle, deep kettle, olive oil, enough to coat the bottom, 3 cloves of garlic. While that garlic is getting all happy and golden and delightful, I'm going to give it a stir. Okay, we're going to let this go for a few minutes. And while that's getting all lovey-dovey, I'm going to come over here and grab a cookie sheet, line it with foil, give it, you can just give it a spray. If you don't have any oil, put some on a paper towel and put on the foil. It just makes for a much easier cleanup, I think. Okay, so then back to the sauce. So ideally you want the garlic to get a little more golden, intense, nice, and you don't want it to smell acrid and burnt. If that happens, just pull it off the heat and chill out for a minute. Okay, so then we're going to add a pinch of red pepper flakes to infuse the oil. Right? Give those a sec. Then from there, our basic sauce is almost complete. We do a big can of crushed tomatoes. Oh, look at that. Ooh, those are beautiful, but they're real tomatoes. Okay, so no biggie. We're going to crush them in the pan. Try not to spray yourself. Shoot, I'm wearing a new t-shirt too. Oh well. I thought it was just enough that I was getting dressed for these videos, but then I saw how some of the t-shirts looked and I was like, ah! Okay, so, right. So we're going to crush those up a tad bit more. I'm going to wait though. I might just pulverize them with my little blender. Okay, so salt and pepper there. Now, back to the meatballs. Start with, I have ground chicken, so that's what I'm using. You want to do per pound of meat, 2 slices of bread, 2 eggs per pound of meat. We'll start there, right? So I have 2 pounds of ground chicken. It's a leaner meat, so we'll see how this goes. So I have 4 slices of bread with water. I'm just going to, first thing, I'm just going to dump out the excess water, right? And then I'm just going to pull them apart with my fingers. Oh, that feels so good. Ooh, okay. Okay, pull that apart. Now I'm adding 1 pound of chicken. Adding 2 pounds of chicken. Okay. To that I'm going to add about 1/3 cup of Parmigiano. I need my cutting board. Okay. Then we are going to have 3 cloves of garlic-ish. Say a clove and a half to 2 cloves per pound of meat. Fine. Okay, so that's going in. Ooh, and then we've got a handful of parsley, say another 1/3 cup. Just do a rough chop here. Okay, in we go. Then we are going to do 4 eggs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, we're just going to give that a little bit of mixing. And it should be kind of, you want it to be wet. You don't want it to be sopping soggy, but you want it to be a little bit gooey. Okay. And then what I have is a 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs reserved for the end. And I don't ever buy breadcrumbs. I just take the ends of the loaves of bread and I toast them. And then I just chop them. So I'm going to add that now. Okay, my oven is 325. So now what we're going to do is shape them. and you don't want to mix them too much. The less you mix, the more they'll get like the texture will be nice and lovely if you don't mix them too much. Okay, so I'm gonna just put them. So there we go, one. And we're gonna bake them. I'm gonna make this whole sheet. Okay, we're gonna bake them at 325. For chicken, I'm gonna say about 20 minutes, and then I'm going to drop them into the sauce for about a half an hour. So a couple things that you can do. If you're doing meat, you can do it this way, and you can do it on the cookie sheet at 325, or you can drop them into the sauce. Or you can saute them in a frying pan. I texted my siblings last night, and everyone has their own way of doing it. When we grew up, my mom mostly dropped them in the sauce. Because it's chicken, I'm going to do it this way. Okay, so say the pan is full now. Is there anything else I wanted to tell you? If you drop them in the sauce, you get, and it's a fatter, you want like 10% fat to lean meat. If you drop them in the sauce, you just want to skim the fat off the sauce every so often. Okay, so we have these. I'm going to put them in the oven at 325 for 25 minutes. Then I'm going to take them out, and I'm going to add them to the sauce for 20 minutes. Then we basically have dinner. Do you want to do meatball sandwiches? Do you want to do pasta? Do you just want to do meatballs? Anyway, it's been my pleasure to do this with you. Thank you. In food and friendship, we share a meal. Know that you are loved. Ciao.